Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name's John McDonald and today I'm going to show you how to make a ikebana style arrangement. So this is a simple arrangement using a kenzan or pin holder, and we're going to use this lovely low oval shaped dish to make our arrangement. Now our flowers today are these beautiful Calla lilies. So I've got pink ones and I've got a few white ones, but also I wanted to use these lovely alliums. So these have gone to seed, but they're really interesting, and I think we can make quite an interesting arrangement with our alliums. So let's get started. So the first thing I want to do is I want to fill our dish with water. Now, how much water? Basically, you need enough water to cover the top of the pins of your pin holder. So don't worry if you've got any little bits of dirt. What we want to do at this point is just make sure that there's water in there, and when we're cutting their flowers and putting them in, that they're actually going to be quite happy. If the water is quite dirty, then what we can do is we can just do a water change at the end, and that actually solves any problem. So I'm going to do it using a knife because I really like using a knife. And what I've got here is I've got some variegated iris, which I just love. And in a way, it just seems a shame to cut them, but they're so striking. They really give such a beautiful line, and that touch of cream in it just really makes a difference. And actually, by bringing in one or a couple, we can actually make sure that there's a little bit of depth there as well, which is quite nice. So the first flowers that the first things that I want to place then really are the alliums. And I just think they're so cute. So I didn't really want to use any big amount of foliage in here. I think if we really just keep the alliums as the thing, we don't need foliage. Like straight away, I think these are really, really interesting just as they are. So like they're slightly piled up. So I'm taking them as well in quite a dynamic line, which I think is going to be quite interesting. So now we can add our flowers. Now, calla lilies can be a little bit soft in their stem, so we want to do a nice cut. And starting to create a line. And this is the thing, you don't want everything just to sit forwards, you want to have something that kind of looks to the back, takes your eye through the back. And the other thing as well is you really need to keep looking at what you're doing and just make sure that you're happy with it. I'm not entirely convinced about this lower down allium. I think he's probably just a little bit too low and too long. Yeah, I like that better. Now obviously you need to think about where you're going to put your flower arrangement, what it's actually for. You need to know that it's going to sit in the location nicely. Now I'm putting in quite a lot of these calla lilies, and I'm putting them in because I really want to showcase the flower. And if this was like an ikebana arrangement, you'd probably expect it to have more of a stripped down look with a lot less material. But it doesn't have to be. It can actually be quite full and quite floral. I think these alliums are so cute. They just look like a little ball, and you don't necessarily see them as on a stem in this kind of style of arrangement. Now, just to add a contrast, I'm going to add a few grasses. And these were really just, when I was out with the dog, I was looking and I saw how beautiful they were in the light. And this is just going to be the thing that gives us that contrast. So in a way, the shape of the alliums are, they're not heavy, but they take up a bit of volume. And the shape of the callas, they're more solid. So if we can bring in something that just creates a little bit of a contrast, that makes the whole thing look much more harmonious. And I do have one or two little sweet williams as well, which I think we could bring in quite low down. So this is the great thing with a pinholder, is you really can create something that's quite interesting. And the pinholder means that you don't have to have something that you have to hide that's very big. So if you're using like a piece of foam, you've got to cover that, you've got to hide that. And you end up putting a load of greenery into it to achieve that. Whereas if we basically have our pinholder, we can create that coverage without needing a huge volume of material, which is such a nice thing. So really, we've got a nice line with our callas, we've got a lot of interest with the spheres of the allium, we've taken our eye deeper in with the colour of the little sweet william, and we've got a nice strong line which sets the angle for the whole design with our iris. And just as a finishing touch then, the grasses really add that little contrast of texture. So there we go, we've got our final arrangement. I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope I've shown you what a good useful mechanic a pinholder is. The kenzans really are a great thing to have in your toolbox. They're going to last you a lifetime. Now if you look in the description of the video, we do have a link with Wazakura, who are a Japanese supplier of kenzans and bonsai material as well. And if you use our promotional code, then you'll get 10% off your first order. But they're definitely a thing that you want to have in your toolbox, and especially if you are creating flowers on a regular basis, whether it be at home or in church, for example. They're a really good tool to have, so please have a little look. Now we make new videos every week. We'd love you to join us for our next design, but if you're feeling that you want a little bit more inspiration now, then have a look in the description and we'll post a link for one of our previous videos that I'm hoping that you would enjoy as well. So until next time, take care. Please give this video a like, it really does help our channel, and if you haven't already subscribed, we'd love it if you do. So take care and we'll see you soon.